All right, so Eisenhower secondary monuments. You guys are already into these. I know I was trying to get this video out, but I've got so many things going on. You know, excuses. But I'm finally getting around to it. But you guys are already chewing on the hanger boxes, which is great. And then you guys obviously have like the back frame. I think you guys put that on after you build the main box. So unfortunately, this came out all backwards. You guys already have this. So the main boxes is what I want to touch on. And I do have some information on the hanger frames that I got from Jim. So just want to pass that on. So I did have to break this into 3 different files because it got so big. So I'm kind of jumping around. So let's talk about the main box. That's what's coming up. I know he's routing all that stuff. The main thing I wanted to touch on, it's similar to everything you've already been doing, is that these 1 through 6, these are going to be back-to-back '09 sort of struts. So let's say like there's 6 and there's 5. So you'll have a top 5T and you'll have a bottom 5B. I wanted to let you know that I did bring in, they should be there today. I brought in some 3/16 rivets, some big boys, aluminum. Our pop rivet guns will do it. That's fine. I also brought in some nozzle tips in case we lost them or whatever, so you can get 3/16, just change them out. I want to make sure that you do use the rivets on this part. So you're going to get that 1/4-inch plate welded together, get it all ready. And then you're going to rivet together the ones that have the mount plate. So 6 has a mount plate and 4 has a mount plate. And then which one has a mount plate? 3 and 2. 3 and 2 have mounts. So there's 4 mount plates. You can see there where the U-bolts are. So on 2, on 3, and then on 4 and on 6. So I wanted to make sure that you create that sandwich of the top and the bottom with the 1/4-inch using the rivets. That way it's cold, and also that way there's nothing in between. I know if you guys sometimes like to just shoot self-tappers instead, but that's going to put burrs in between the 2 pieces. This is the only way it's really going to keep it like actual flat metal to metal and keep it dimensional. Then it will fit into the sign better because you have these crossbars, tops and bottoms. And if these get fat or poochy or anything in between them, then these struts here won't fit and you'll have an issue fitting everything. So just keep it cold and go ahead and make these units first. So you kind of start with these, you make these units, put the top and bottom together, and the ones that get plates, put plates. Then they will fit into the box like we do otherwise normal. I already have these notched for when there's a plate, the struts and all of that. But in order for that to fit, these have to be, and I didn't even want to waste time with Lords or anything. That's why I put all the rivets, just make sure they get squeezed together. Now, once this thing's in there, once it's all like actually inside here, if you want to put some, tacks around the edge, that's fine. I expected that you might you'll burn this part to the actual vertical frame. The front part here, you can tack it there. Also, you'll have the 1x3s running down the front that act like supports. These 2 will be supports for the weight of these hanger boxes pushing against. And then that does transfer back to the main pole. And then the main pole transfers down to the earth and then the back steel pole. So that way these hanger boxes will have support all the way back to the steel pole and to the earth. So if you guys want to, just keep an eye on that, keep an eye out for the rivets coming in. But that's what you're going to do is just put these 1 through 6, go ahead and rivet everything together first, and then start working out from there. As far as the top logo, according to Jim, it's just going to be what we did for the main monument. It's a dual lit, but I don't know if you guys used coil channel for that or what you guys did, but it's the trim cap, the logo, painted, whatever we did for that. It's just a copy. It's a little smaller. So just heads up for that, but it's the same thing. And then I have a hole in the face right there that it's going to come down and it's going to work its way through. Obviously, you guys already have this power thing, or you should if you're making this box. Power will be, then install will have to just kind of snake as best they can up through all these different holes. I tried to give as much holes through for power. So that's on install. These are kind of funky. originally had these boxes permanently attached like we did with the original ones, but those were so heavy and so crazy that I decided at the last minute to make these boxes removable and just make it easier on everybody. But it does make more work for, taking on and off. So I ended up with these little C-channel things in order to support where the face skin was going to be. But then the change of direction meant that these weren't quite as important, but they kind of are to support the face right there, so it wouldn't be bowing the skin. So go with those, but in order to get those, they had to be kind of modified in order to fit in there. Also, I couldn't just do a panel across, because then that would box in this area and you couldn't get your gun in to weld like back here if there was another brace right there crowding the bar, the existing pole. So I ended up with this little C-channel system. I know it's kind of fiddly, but it's kind of the best I could do to help support where the boxes end and where the bar goes. So just, bear with me on that. You got your 30-inch stick out. That's going to be on the PDF. You'll see that. That's it. It's kind of arbitrary. You just poke them through. And then also 2x5. It's kind of a weird size, but according to them, they have it. So make sure you bring that in. That's going to be the bar there. So if you have to, I guess we could go 2x6, but it will poke out quite a bit more. I don't think it'll be the end of the world, but it is what it is if we can't get the 2x5. But I think 2x5 is the way to go. So there's that. But otherwise, it's going to be pretty much what you've been doing. It's just this has two posts sticking out in order to go on both sides of the 3x as you slide it through. That's the only difference between that and basically all the 9 and 12 bangers you've been doing, 6 bangers. But got that. You got your tube, got your cut. So right, you got these guys. Just do a crisscross. I didn't do like the bends on the tops and the bottoms. Just throw a crisscross in them to give them a little bit of strength. But you got your starboard, you got your port. You guys got all that figured out. 5/16 steel riv nuts. There's 6 per box, plus the big one here. So watch out for that. Once everything's done and skinned, you'll do like we do. So when we talk about the hangers, one of the things that Jim, so that's the main box. I think you guys got it. So with the hangers, there was an update where I was talking to Jim on Tuesday, and he wanted to use the existing faces for A, C, and D. On the main monis, or the secondary monis that are there, they are pushed through. They're like I think they're just a piece of 09 that slides in the track, but it's got all the crap on the back of it. It's got the studs, it's got the backer, and I think we used 3/16 backer back then. So I was digging in the crates and I found this pick, and there's your boy. So this is when we were putting in the main, ones that are coming out now. So you can see, and I remembered that we had to notch that. So while these were in the driveway posted up, we went out there and just chopped them. This is 1x1 angle, so I know that this was cut flush to that. So this was probably an inch back. I thought about doing this, but it wouldn't give you anything to actually make the box frames. So, and this gives you a little bit of context. You can see where I did it differently, where with these boxes, this was a unit we created as a single unit that extended down to the ground. And then we actually, in the driveway, just kind of hung this skin to that main box. So you can see where like this is all hollow versus how you guys are doing it. I was going to kind of go down this road again, but it meant having to prop these up in the driveway. You can see how tall they are. So the way we're doing it now is, we're sliding these boxes on with these wings. I thought about notching this pre-notching for you guys, but it would be crazy for you guys to try to assemble it because, so I would suggest that you guys do sort of take this into account before these go to paint. That way we're not wasting foam and the chance because of trying to notch that. It'll be better also than doing it in the field. I know install could probably do that, but we want to make sure that these are, so the fact that we are reusing these faces, you can count on probably 3/16 polycarb backer and the nuts and everything with the studs cut flush, but that's a pretty thick system with 2 C's to slide through. So if you mimic sort of what we got here, that would be on the face frames, it would be these little guys. and then probably like that, notching out. And then, like I said, that's a 1 inch back, probably in back here. You want to leave some meat. So it's mostly just to clear the what's there. It will, chop into this guy about like that. So if you guys have welded that well enough to make sure that that corner's strong, and then once you're going to compromise that strength right there. So, but I think you're going to have to do that for, like I say, AAC. Obviously, B is a whole new animal. It's just going to be one big piece of acrylic slide in with vinyl on it, so you don't have to worry about that. But A, C, and D are coming back, and those are push-throughs. So, and I think when I measured these came out to 90 3/8, and our boxes are 90. So we might even need a little trim on them. I'm not sure. We'll see. So just be ready for that stuff, because I know it's going to be panic, go, go, go. But and if install and paint are watching this, when you do pull out these faces, do not scratch them. Don't mess them up too badly, because we are going to keep these faces, the push through faces. I'm not sure if Jim's going to be able to relay that to you or not, but we'll see what's up. So that's all I wanted to relay, is that you will have to modify these a little bit in order to put up with sliding push throughs in. But other than that, I think you guys are cranking. Good job. Good hustle on it. So just be looking out for our rivets probably today, and make sure you rivet these together as a system and get these put together 1 through 6. And then you can start assembling with these, because like I say, these things are kind of going to bear the weight. That's why I kind of stacked them up, made it where it's like this is going to be 3/16, close to 3/16 aluminum when you take 0.18. So that gives us strength back, and then these guys would be what would be keeping these boxes hanging with all their weight, their push throughs and all that is going to be cantilevered off of. So this little jack system together holds that whole thing, so it's transferring all that load. So that's why I want to make sure they're good and riveted, nice and strong. These are just gonna be like superstructures holding everything up. So, but yeah, other than that, I think you guys got it. I'm always here for questions. If you have any questions, hit me up. But good luck. We're all counting on you.
Check the technique. Check the technique. See if you can follow it.